Hey everyone, this is Tony Chiappetta from Chiappetta Shoes. Workshop Live coming at you live Thursday, April 8th. We are running an amazing sprinting into spring sale, $10 off each pair, some exclusions apply. And we've got a lovely customer, orthotic patient of ours that's been with us for, I think, 2 sets of orthotics. We're setting up a third. And we're doing a new mold. Old molds were from 2011. And typically when it comes to the plaster molding of feet, we'll give it about 7, maybe 10 years of life, but usually right around 7. Now this customer, she's a waitress or server at the local diner, on her feet a ton. And her last set of custom orthotics are from 2016. They're still in relatively good shape. And we had, I just removed it, we had a pour-on heel pad and then an arch bar down the middle. Now this customer, since about the beginning of COVID last year, she's been dealing with a lot of pain, general irritation and achiness on the dorsal aspect of the foot. So kind of in the 2nd through the 4th metatarsal area. Sometimes she's experiencing this pain at nighttime when she's laying down, sometimes a stabbing pain, but mostly a general irritation when she's on her feet. She hasn't been in for a refurb on the orthotics for quite a long time. It's been over, I think, 2 years since we've seen her last. Anybody that deals with custom orthotics with us, we recommend every 6 months to check in for just general maintenance purposes. No cost involved with that. But this customer here, general irritation, achiness on the top of her foot increases throughout the day as she's working. She's on her feet nonstop. She's wearing, I want to say, a Skechers, kind of like a restaurant non-slip shoe. Not terribly bad. She's not overwearing them, which is a good thing. Any of those cheaper items, you want to make sure you're replacing them on a regular basis. Don't overwear them. Check the wear on the sole. So we're doing a new set of orthotics for this customer, but today we're reworking the old ones as well. And with what we're going to do today, she's having a lot of general achiness in the top of her foot. I reassessed her foot from the first time we did a set of orthotics, 2011, and the second time in 2016. She ranked out at a C10 Foot Type, quadricep foot typing system. Dr. Caro, make sure you check them out. C10 has a nice, relatively even heel, relatively even forefoot, nice medium arch. I would classify a C10 and a D11 as the perfect feet. No such thing as a perfect foot, but mechanically a lot less issues throughout their lifetime. With the C10, when you have a relatively even forefoot, you're gonna get a relatively locked alignment within the midfoot bone. So a lot of times we can get more of an arthritic type condition where the foot is just kind of achy in the top of the foot. This customer had an x-ray done. Doc said there was no evidence of arthritic conditions or arthritis within the midfoot bones there. So that's a good thing. But what I noticed when I re-foot typed her today, took an impression, and her heel was actually closer to a D11. Her heel was rocking and rotating in. There was a little bit more movement within the heel. So an E version of the heel, or a rear foot valgus alignment. And I'm still gonna rank her as a C10, but we're just gonna say, adult acquired pronation. We discussed the idea of doing something from a strengthening standpoint. I'm a big fan of yoga. There's a website called doyouyoga.com. Awesome resource. We're big fans of that website. They have a 30-day yoga challenge. It's a really good way just to get into yoga. That's something that we recommend pretty much on a daily basis. And Do You Yoga is a company name, doyou.com, doyou.com. And with yoga, we recommend yoga more so than like static stretching a lot of times, because you're going to get that strengthening aspect when you're dealing with a more dynamic movement like most yogas. There's lots of different types of yoga. I'm not a yoga expert. I'm not a physical therapist, and I'm not a doctor. But when it comes down to it, what I'm noticing with this customer is she's a C10 foot. She's got a relatively even rear foot. And, with our history, we can kind of track this and go back. There's probably a weakening of the lower leg muscles, particularly with the calf, that I feel with proper mechanics, with custom orthotic and inserts, as well as, you know, a slight strengthening routine, anywhere from 3 to 7 days a week. You could do yoga. That would be a good way to alleviate this. Now, what we're doing today is we're going to put a little extra heel cushion. We've been rocking this little extra 1/8 inch pour-on pad in the heel. We're going to start with that, and then we're going to work with, before we just had an arch bar that was about 2.5 inches by 1 inch wide. We're going to go a little bit wider and expand that pressure down the middle of the foot. This time around, I am going to use a little bit different material. We're going to go a touch thicker. Now I'm going to start with a 55 durometer EVA foam. We're going to take this down. This is 6 millimeter, about 1/4 inch. We're going to take it down about 20%. So we're going to get a little bit more than 1/8 inch, and a little bit different shape than what she's had before. So we're going to set this up, and, you know, anybody that wants to get into orthotics, make sure you pay attention to arts and crafts time. It's very important to know your cutting skills. But with the beauty of modification work, you're limited to your own creativity. So we can have a lot of fun here. And we're going to try longitudinal arch bar, but we're going to extend it, not quite a full met pad. We're not going that full amount, and we're going to make sure we taper this off properly. But this is the style pad that it's going to give you that full coverage down the longitudinal aspect. So we're usually starting it right at the midpoint of the cuboid bone. So we're starting it right through here, and we're working right up into the metatarsals. Now, I could leave that full right into that spot, and that would be a proper metatarsal pad. We're going to blend it so it's not quite that metatarsal hump that sometimes we want to do. So arts and crafts. I'm not muted, thank God. You know, I've been doing these live videos, and I'm digging them. I'm having some fun. But had a few times where I accidentally didn't unmute myself, and had some good things I've had to say and didn't get out there. All right, so I'm gonna go to the grinding machine. Typically when I'm using my 6 mil or 1/4 inch materials, I'm gonna pre-edge the sides. Yeah, so all right, we got 55 durometer EVA foam, pre-edge the sides, just make it easier for when you're gluing these puppies on. And we already got the glue on for the pour-on heel pad, so that's set there. We're just gonna work right off the edge of that. So we're gonna set it up just like that. Get the glue on there. Perfecto. You know, when it comes to modifications, any of my customers that are watching, you know, we love taking recommendations from foot doctors, but this is an acquired skill. You know, understanding the mechanics of the feet, looking at not only what is evident with the movements, kind of the quadristep foot typing system that we use, but what our customers are telling us. And good patient management, or, you know, good solutions really come from just sitting down and listening to you. And that's what I like to think we do here at Chiappetta Shoes. And it's an essential element of our pit orthic operation. Just being able to sit down and listen to what you're telling us. Very important in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, so that's that. Now we got 2 pieces that we're adding. We're gonna put a new pour-on heel pad there, and we're using, typically when I'm adding a heel pad, I'm gonna use firm pour-on. This is a really nice stuff that comes in a, I think it only comes in this color. I'm not 100% sure, but it's kind of a darker blue. Standard pour-on, you'll find most of the times, or I think they call it sport pour-on. It's kind of this lighter blue colorway. We actually have it in a beige colorway for our custom orthotics, the middle layer there. And yeah, so all right, so we got the glue still setting for the arch bar. We're gonna get this heel piece added on. The glue is set there. Heat it up a little bit. And yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. You know, for my retail people out there, I think with all the vaccines getting out, feels like a lot of people are way more confident in reassociating themselves with their old lives, and I just hope that you know, nationwide can happen as soon as humanly possible. It's definitely nice to see people just feeling back to normal. That's definitely a relief. And you know, looking at any of our customers, we're still using kind of all the standard protocols that we've had in the past with masks and all that stuff. We're still wiping everything down. And I'm interested to see at what point with the vaccines and everything, how that all plays out with, particularly with masks. You know, what's the point where we can say we're done with these masks? Because I'm really sick of them. I don't know about you guys, but I like to say, when I'm dealing with customers, I'm not the best with names, but I remember feet and faces really well. You know, oh yeah, that's a C10 Foot Type, you know. I remember face is nice, but I only got half the face, and most of the time feet are covered. So, you know, it's a little tougher for old tones here, but yeah. So, you know, it's what we got to deal with. But hope we're easing up on the masks pretty soon. We'll see how it goes. All right, so we're doing this. The customer is here. Typically, when I do my adjustments, I like to do it right on the spot. I don't like to make people wait a couple of days. Sometimes that happens when we're dealing with more extreme adjustments, but it's always best to spend 10, 15, 20 minutes modifying them on the spot. Customers like that more. They get their relief immediately. And it's just how we manage our orthotic process. We like to say we take an iterative approach with our custom orthotics, looking at how we build these and how we do these. It really is a process of getting you started with a neutral setup. So taking a proper impression of the foot, semi-weight bearing, some modifications depending on your quadricep foot type, usually are extremes, so A1, A5, D12, 16, F20, and F24. Those will take a little bit different setup. But when it comes down to it, we want to set you up with something just comfortable right out of the box. You can wear them 100% of the time. Don't have to ease into it. Everybody's different, but that's usually the case. And from there, you come back in. You say, hey, Tony and Freddie, you know, I'm feeling 30% better, 40% better. What can we do to get me over that hump? You know, what else is there? And that's where modifications like this are an essential element to Chiappetta Shoes' custom orthotic process. So we're gonna take these, we're gonna get them pounded, we're gonna get this wrapped up. Again, we've got a customer C10 dorsal pane top of the foot, right around that second, third cuneiform cuboid, and then the second, third, and fourth metatarsal bases. got that general pain. Foot's pronating a little bit too much, probably a weakness within the lower leg. Now, that top of the foot pain, a lot of times it's a compensatory issue. Orthotics haven't been reworked, material was beat up a little bit, the foot's pronating a little bit too much. So we're reinstating some of the support that we had there, a little bit different shape, recommending yoga. Hopefully that compensatory pain will go away relatively quickly with proper orthotic setup, new set of orthotics in about 2 weeks, and doing some yoga. So let's check this out. Back on the grinding machine. So remember we said we don't want that full metatarsal pad, so that's blended really nicely into the front with the bulk of the support from probably about an inch down from the met heads through the middle of the foot there. And you know, with this is a 55 durometer EVA foam, really nice setup. We've got this pour-on heel pad, really nice, good extra cushion in the heel. We're gonna hold that foot up, and this should do it. So thank you everybody for tuning in. This has been Workshop Live. Thank you very much. Ciao.